Hey guys, this right here is the Sony 50mm GM F1.4. To tell you the truth, I didn't think I would enjoy primes as much as I've loved this one. Let's get into the video. The 50mm GM is a special kind of lens. It's not your typical lens that it's like an f2.8 or anything like that. This is an f1.4. And honestly, it has saved me countless times, even with the FX3 and the A7C II. The only main reason I haven't done a lot of my videos with this lens in this setup is just because of the distance. But right now I'm about 1.5 meters away and it's framed me perfectly, and this is also currently shooting at f1.4. Now this particular lens does have 11 rounded aperture blades, which allows for some really beautiful bokeh. Now I found the sharpness edge to edge really kicks in at f2, but you still get really tack sharp images at f1.4. As I said, this is getting shot at f1.4 right now, and in this video I did, as a hybrid shooter, want to show you guys the video possibilities and the photo capabilities of this incredible lens. Now, as I said, as a videographer as well, I tend to like the telephoto lenses. I've got the 16-35 G Master 2, the 24-70, and the 70-200. It's nice and easy, don't have to worry about quickly changing primes, but this prime is particularly special. Now, wedding photographers, event photographers, or videographers as well will really love this particular lens. Even for setups like this with YouTube. That's one of the things I actually thought about. I would really love to also test out the 35mm G Master F1.4, but right now the 50 just seems like an all-round fantastic prime lens. Now I did want to talk about its dual XD linear motors. Because of this, it is quiet, fast, and super reliable autofocus, guys. It does not get any better than this. This is the top of the line, best autofocus system you can get in pretty much any brand. Sony is leading in that area, and with these lenses, it's just impeccable, guys. Honestly, you cannot hear the motor at all. It is so quiet, but super tack sharp when it comes to getting that autofocus. And as a solo shooter, this is any solo shooter's dream. It just works fantastic. Just as it's meant to. You don't need to worry about anything. It just gets the job done. And of course, as a G Master lens, it of course has the declickable aperture ring on the body, which is awesome to have, guys, on a lens like this, because if you're someone that wants to adjust it manually, you can, or if you want to do it from camera, you have both options. But as a G Master lens, come on, it's a must. So yes, this is a really nice feature to see in as well. Now, the weight of this particular lens is only 516 grams. It fits really well on the Sony A7C II, which is almost like a dream setup. If I was doing street photography or just looking for an everyday kind of camera and lens, this is such a beautiful, perfect combo. It's small, compact, and it just feels right in your hands. It really is a fantastic photographer's dream kind of setup, especially if you do more that kind of street photography vibe. This setup will really get you going really well. So far what I've found using the 50mm F1.4 G Master lens is it's really easy to use. I love the feel of it, it's premium, and as you can see, it's on the A7C II right now. It's just a really nice fit. I think this would be a perfect lens if you're a street photographer or you're just going out and you want to be low-key. Look at this setup, it's honestly fantastic. Now, I didn't have a lot of time to go out to the city today. It's a public holiday, so I'm just over here in this little local area, and I just like the colors here. So I'm just taking some photos to show you guys the sharpness of the lens so you guys can get a feel for it. But so far, it's been really enjoyable. While I love the 24-70 GM2, this is on another league of its own. It's obviously a lot sharper. It has the F1.4, which if you're doing events or a lot of night shoots or where you need that low light, this is really gonna come in clutch. Really, it's just awesome. Now over here, I don't know if you can see this, but there's like two different shades of blue. This is sort of like a cyan green blue, and then we got like this nice, really deep ocean blue. I'm just getting a few colors. Now, most of this stuff I am shooting at f1.4 just to kind of show you guys what it looks like in terms of sharpness wide open. All right, just a few more photos. Get some detail of these fences here. Now, what's really awesome as well is I'm on ISO 100, and because I'm at f1.4, I can actually open up the shutter comfortably and just crank up the shutter a little bit, but leave my aperture wide open, which is really, really awesome. Really enjoying it so far. And it is a bit cloudy, which I like, so we got a bit of soft lighting, but it is getting a bit dark. We are getting close to sunset coming up real soon. Now, the minimum focus. Of course, with 50mm lenses, this is to be expected. The minimum focus isn't great. It's about 38 centimeters, which I'll put over here how much it is in inches, but it's not close by any means. Let's just put it that way. It's a big difference from the 16 to 35 that can get super, super close. More than half, I would say, than this. But again, it's a telephoto lens for the most part. Being 50mm, it's a bit on the tighter end. However, for what it is honestly fantastic. Crisp images, this is really great for portraiture. Landscapes, I wouldn't say as much, but event photography, weddings especially, this lens is going to be a dream lens for you guys. Now, like these G Master lenses, these only go to a minimum aperture of f16, not f22 like on your other lenses, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's more than enough, and having that f1.4 really does help in certain scenarios. Now, I also want to mention about the filter size. These GMs have been fantastic, especially the primes, where they're only 67mm filters. So they're cheaper, they're a lot more affordable, and you don't have to worry about a step up or step down range. Just get yourself a 67mm filter and you are set. I always have a UV filter on my lenses just to protect the glass. It's super important for me. I use Bokeh, but you can use other brands as well. Bokeh is a fantastic New Zealand-based company, and they make amazing filters. Overall, I think this is a really, really incredible lens. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't find myself really liking primes that much. Switching over, doing this, doing that, I just liked the telephoto lenses. However, using this, having that f1.4, seeing how compact it has actually made me fall in love with primes. Don't get me wrong, I'll still always have my telephoto lenses, they're a must. But sometimes I just want to take one lens out, and perhaps this is the one I will take. But I definitely think my next GM prime lens will be the 35mm, especially more for the YouTube setups where I'm a bit more in a tighter space. I want to have that little bit more reach. However, also having the APS-C mode on the A7C II, I can always crop in. So that 35 will essentially become a 50mm, while the 50mm will become essentially a 70mm. So you also have that option if you do want it later on. But overall, I find this lens to be absolutely fantastic. Now, the final point, the pricing. This isn't a cheap lens by any means. It's pretty much the flagship of Sony lenses. It really is up there when it comes to top quality glass. And for this, you're looking at about 1,700 brand new Australian dollars. It is not cheap, guys. It is an expensive lens. And even if you buy it used, which I normally recommend, especially if it's in good condition and looked after, they're not any cheaper either. They're between $1,500 and $1,600, which is crazy. You might be able to get that down to about $1,400, but it's still pretty expensive. So at that point, I would say you're probably better off just getting it new or waiting for it to come down on special, and then at least that way you have that 1 year warranty and that guarantee as well. So just something to consider, guys, overall. But overall, I think it really is an amazing lens. And originally I thought about, do I want to keep it? Do I want to sell it? Because one thing that kind of attracted me, especially someone who loves telephoto lenses, was the 28 to 70 f2 that Sony released. This lens really got my eyes. And I thought about, do I get rid of the 50mm? Do I get rid of the 24 to 70 GM2 and just go straight to the 28 to 70 f2? Because that way, essentially, I have 3 primes. So I've got the 28, or I can just say 35, 50, and 70mm at f2. But at the same time, looking at the reviews, seeing the quality, I didn't really see much of a difference in terms of sharpness from the 24 to 70, and plus you lose that 4mm. So for now, at least, I think I'm going to keep the 50mm, and we'll see what happens. If I get the 28 to 70, you'll know. But for now, I'm really enjoying this lens, and I highly recommend it if you guys are looking for a prime. 50mm is a classic. It's the closest to what we see as humans, and I think it is honestly an amazing lens. Now look, you do have a lot of choices for the 50mm. You got the nifty 50, the 1.8, you've got the Sigma Art F1.4, which by the way is an incredible lens, but when it comes to autofocus and sharpness, I'm just gonna say the GM, it doesn't come close. The GM is gonna win every time, especially if autofocus is important for you for video. Go for the GM. If you're doing more photography, then the Sigma Art might be the better option because you're going to save quite a bit of money, and it's a fantastic lens if you're focused more on photography, or if you do video and you're not too concerned about autofocus, where you use more manual, for example, then I would again recommend the Sigma Art 50mm F1.4. Fantastic lens. But overall, I chose to stick with the native lenses. I'm a big believer in native lenses, especially as a solo shooter. I want the best autofocus. I want everything just to connect well. I love the size, the form factor, and all my lenses now are completely Sony native lenses. No more Tamron, Sigma, or anything like that. I chose that for the decision that I just wanted to keep everything compact and on one system. And for me, so far, it has honestly worked flawlessly. So no complaints, super happy. Yes, you pay a little bit more. It is more premium price for these native lenses. But in the end, especially if you do this full time and professionally, I definitely recommend going down this route. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't seen already, you can check out my review of the Sony a7C II right over here. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one. Stay safe and be well.